Hello, I'm Dr. David Telander,
And I'm Dr. David Unold.
and we're here to discuss with you just a few of the issues of Fremont's church reopening, and we're excited about that, and just to cover a few of the issues regarding the COVID virus. As you all are aware, the COVID virus has greatly disrupted all of our lives, and especially the life of the church in terms of meeting together. And we are excited to get to the point now where we're trying and planning on reopening as a community, but we want to be wise in the way we do that. And I want to briefly review a few of the issues. Obviously, there's papers and articles and lots of information, some conflicting information regarding the virus itself. And I won't go all over that now, but I just want, I think, a few things we need to emphasize. And first of that is that the virus does remain very present in our community, and that it's already increasing the number of cases in Sacramento County. And we are maybe even at a peak presently in terms of numbers, hopefully. But in any case, it remains an issue, and it remains the biggest issue for the people that are most vulnerable. And for the most vulnerable, as you already know, are those that have decreased immunity or have other health problems, or those that are elderly, defined as over 65. If you or family members fall into those categories, you need to consult your physician and be very cautious about your exposure to the risk of COVID. It is more likely that you'd be contagious with the virus, that you'd catch it, and it's also more likely to cause injury, harm, and even death for those that contract that virus. So as a community, we want to protect and value and cherish those that are most vulnerable, and we want to be wise as a church to protect those people, and we ask them to be very cautious about it. We also know that it's a little different meeting as a church than just stopping by Starbucks or going to your local grocery store. It's not, this virus is spread over time, and the more prolonged time you have with others, it is a higher risk of spread, especially as we're talking or singing or talking loudly to others. So in those situations, the chance of catching the virus is much higher, and that's why it's a bigger issue when we meet for a half hour or 40 minutes or an hour with others, that we need to be aware that this is a more significant issue that we need to address as a church. The only other thing I'd like to mention is that we know that this virus is spread asymptomatically, that people can have it and not know they have it and give it to others. And obviously that's not a gift you want to give to others. We want to protect those that we're around. And so the plan we've come up with as a church is to try to be wise and protect the people in our community that are most at risk. And I'll turn it over to Dr. Unold to explain this.
Fremont's reopening is geared toward safety and being a responsible member of the community. What we're trying to do is make sure that we don't infect each other, and we can help protect each other and protect the church by abiding by a few simple strategies. The first is that if you're not feeling well, stay home. If you're sick, obviously you don't want to spread anything to anybody else. Before you come to church, make sure that you review the pre-screening questions. If you answer yes to any of those questions, stay home and consider consulting your physician. Before you enter the church, you'll be asked if you reviewed the pre-screening questions, and you'll be asked what your response to those questions was. When you're in church, make sure that you maintain social distancing, which means at least 6 feet space between yourself and any non-family members. That's really important in preventing the spread of COVID. And then finally, when you're in church, we want you to wear masks. And the whole reason for doing that is not so much to protect yourself, but to protect other people. When you wear a mask, you can help prevent the spread of COVID to those around you. And this is particularly important when you're singing during worship. We know that when you see friends and fellow congregants that you haven't seen in a while, the first temptation is going to be to give a hug or an embrace. And please, we're asking that you try as much as possible to avoid doing that. Again, we want to maintain social distancing and avoid inadvertently spreading COVID to other people in our church.
As Christ followers, we're called to love one another and to be a family and to care for those that are at most vulnerable, most at risk. And this is our chance to, through social distancing, masking, being appropriate, and yet showing love and care for each other. This is a way we think that's wise and an example to the community.
And we just want to say thank you for your patience during this time. We're so excited that Fremont can reopen, and if you have any concerns or feedback regarding this process, please do contact members of the task force. Thank you.